Hey everybody, I am over the top excited to bring you this video today. I made this loaf bread. I'm going to call it banana, strawberry, pineapple, jam loaf bread. It is going to be delicious. Y'all, I took 2 or 3 recipes and I just started thinking, put on my thinking cap. Can you imagine that? And I came up with this recipe and I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm going to make another one and show you how to make it. And then we'll taste it together. I'm using fresh bananas, and I'm also using Burton Bramble's new strawberry pineapple jam in this recipe. I thought, why not? You know what? I've heard of jam cakes before, but this is so wonderful. I love pineapple, I love strawberries, I love bananas. I'm going to throw some nuts in there, and let's get started because I know you're going to want to make this too. Let's talk real quickly about the ingredients that we're going to need to make this delicious loaf bread that we're going to make this morning. We're going to start out with 1.5 cups of sugar, 2/3 of a cup of butter. This is salted butter. You could use unsalted if you wanted to. I'll be using 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is the clear vanilla that I use. I'll be using 1 cup of mashed bananas, and usually my bananas are riper than this, and I do have some over there, so I may use those. But you'll need 1 cup of mashed bananas and 3 tablespoons of milk. To that, I'm going to add this luscious, delicious strawberry and pineapple jam. Now this is a new product that Burton Brambles has come out with, and y'all, it is so very good. It's delicious on biscuits, it's delicious on toast. There's so many other ways that you can use it in cooking when you're making your recipes. If you'd like to order some of this, it's available on their website, and I'll have that information for you. Also for locals, when you go to checkout, there's a local option that you can choose and you won't have to pay shipping. But this is very delicious, and I'll be putting this in the microwave for a few minutes, and we'll talk more about that as we make our loaf bread. Also, I'm going to be using 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. I sifted, I measured as I always do, and then I added 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I re-sifted it all together. And then, this is optional, I'm going to use 1/2 cup of nuts. Why not just take it up another notch and make it a delicious, scrumptious, over-the-top loaf bread. And I dusted my pecans. This is 1/2 cup of pecans, and I dusted those with flour. So let's get started. I'll get all this straightened out, and I'll bring our bowl over, and we'll get started, and we'll make this delicious bread. Okay, let's get started creaming our butter and our sugar. I have 2/3 of a cup of butter. I let this sit out, come to room temperature, and it's very soft. And I'm using my electric hand mixer this morning. I'm using a small bowl here. Well, it's a medium-sized bowl. And I'm just pouring our sugar in gradually. Normally, when I cream butter and sugar, I'll use my large stand mixer. But today, I'm using my hand mixer. And you know, I really cream my butter and my sugar. I like for all of that sugar to be dissolved. And I cream it for 10 minutes. Even when I'm making a loaf like this, I'll cream this for 10 minutes. And I know you think, well, that's a long time to cream butter. But you'll see that it'll change colors and the consistency will change as well. So I'm going to stand here and I'm going to cream this butter, and when I get it done, I'll be right back. Okay, our butter and sugar is creamed, and now we're ready to add our other ingredients. I'm going to add 2 eggs. I put these in a little bowl, and I'm going to take a little fork and start beating these before I add them. I like to do that, kind of get them foamy. so that that white will be incorporated. And you can finish this up with your electric mixer, or you can just use a spatula, whichever you want to. You can mix it any way that you want to. Next, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is Miss Mert's Clear Vanilla. You know, I do love it. So we'll add that, and we'll go ahead and add our 3 tablespoons of milk. This is just whole milk. Put that in there, and we'll just kind of give this a stir. Just mixing this around. I think I will get my mixer and mix this so that it'll be quicker. I won't waste your time, and we'll be able to just move right on. So I'm just going to mix this around. Now, let's add our bananas. I have 1 cup of mashed bananas. And to that, I'm adding 1/2 cup of this delicious strawberry pineapple jam. And I put this in the microwave for about 30-35 minutes. And look at it. It is so soft and so yummy. So we're going to add that to our mixture. This is going to make a really big loaf. So I'm just going to mix this around. Now this is looking good. Oh my goodness. Yum. Now we want to stir in our flour. And we want our flour to just be mixed. We don't want to over mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour all of the flour in. I'm going to take my spoon that I like to mix with, and I'm just going to stir this around, just mixing it up. And you know, I'm splattering it, or it's flying out of the bowl, as I say. Oh, yum. While I'm mixing this flour in, I'm going to go ahead and add our pecans. The pecans are optional. You don't have to add the pecans if you don't want the pecans, but we love nuts. And I always dust mine with flour. So we're just stirring this, kind of folding in that flour. And y'all, this is ready to go in the pan. Oh my goodness. I see that strawberry and pineapple floating around in there. It's gonna be delicious. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I have lined my loaf pan with this parchment paper. This is a 5 by 9 inch loaf pan. It's 5 inches wide and 9 inches long. And always cut your parchment paper a little bit larger than your pan, because you want it to kind of hang out the sides. So now we're just ready to pour this loaf pan, this mixture in the loaf pan, just like that. Y'all, this is going to be so good. Let me get my spatula here so we can get all of this out. Look at that. How beautiful. How beautiful is that? And we're going to put a glaze on this. I'm going to put a pineapple glaze on this. So it's ready to go in the oven. When it gets done, I'll be back and we'll let it cool, and we'll put the glaze on it and we'll sample it together. Okay, we're ready to finish up our loaf bread this morning. I have mixed up some powdered sugar and some pineapple juice, and And so that's what we're going to use as our glaze this morning. I just use a little whisk that I have here to put the glaze on. There's no rhyme or reason to how the order or the pattern that you use. You can just put it on there any way that you want to. We love a lot of glaze. And I like it on the sides too. I'll try to put some on the sides and show you how I do that. But I'm just putting this glaze on here. And where you miss some, you can go back and you can fill in however you want to do that. So this is going to be so, so good. I'm just going to take some and just kind of let it roll down the sides here, and I'll clean up around this. But once I get it on top, then I just take some and just kind of put it on the outside edge and just let it roll down. And that's how you get it to go down on the side of your bread. So I'll finish this up. I'll clean up around the sides and we'll come back and we'll taste it. Okay, y'all, it's time for the real test. I've already cut a piece off and set it over here. It's the end slice. I like it. I really do. But a lot of people don't want the end slice. So now let's cut the second slice and see how it cuts. The first piece cut beautifully. Oh my, look at that. I'm going to eat that crumb. Look. How beautiful is that? Oh my goodness. Here we go. That is so moist. It has wonderful flavor. You're going to want to try this. That's really good. I'm going to have another piece. Yeah. This is one of those that, you know, I tell myself all the time, and I say this to you all the time, if I don't hide it from myself, I'll eat the whole thing. Well, this is to die for. It is so, so good. And I tell you from time to time, and I said it recently, I would not tell you that something is good if it's not good. This is really, really good. So if you want to order some strawberry pineapple jam and try this recipe, I'll have the information for you. Don't forget the locals. There's an option for you to where you can pick it up and you won't have to pay shipping. But I would encourage you to order some of this and check out their other products as well. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for always supporting me, loving me, your wonderful comments. You're the reason that I keep doing this. I promise you, you're the reason that I keep doing this because I don't need all this food. I do share it and I love to share, but I do it for you and I appreciate and love you so much. I'll see you again really, really soon.